What up, folks? It's Field of View. I'm Solo.
I'm Zeemo.
And you know what the shit is? We talk gaming, business, and strategy. Today, we are going to be talking about Clubhouse and what gaming brands are trying to do on there, or what the gaming industry is trying to use Clubhouse for. So, without doing much further, just gonna get into it. By the way, the newsletter is out. Substack, People Like Games. Go read it if you want to be informed, or listen to this if you want to be more informed. Regardless,
Or do both.
Or both.
Yeah.
What's Clubhouse before I move forward?
So Clubhouse is a fairly new social media app that's an audio-based platform. Simply put, it's one where there are speakers and then there are listeners. So think of something akin to live talk radio. And it launched in April of 2020. And as of last week, there were known to be more than 10 million weekly active users.
That's wild. Just because we were just recording this and then it got cut. So I'm just gonna say, we were just talking about it. We were on, or Zemo's been on since June when there was 2,000 active users.
Something like 2,000.
Very interesting. Has a very HQ trivia like trajectory. Very curious to see if the novelty wears off, but
I have no clue how they're going to handle. No clue how they're going to handle monetization. No clue.
No clue. But that is the same thing HQ Trivia had to figure out. So virality is good until you figure out that you might have taken away from your core. So as you were saying with Clubhouse, some of the basic usage of it was initially out of Silicon Valley, and it was just sort of tech-oriented people, investors, etc. Now it's sort of scoped out, right? And so now it's a bit more of a layman's sort of like talk radio show thing where you can have high end to sort of lowest common denominator when you're coming through with topics.
Yep.
Gaming obviously is popular, so it's joining the fray. So in recent weeks, gaming rooms have been becoming really popular.
Yeah, more and more I've seen them.
But what I wanted to first talk about before I talk about what usage there could be, gaming brands are popping in. So I think it was Team Liquid that ended up creating their own page.
Yeah, I saw that.
What is the point of doing
I'll be honest, I'm not sure.
Like,
I think part of it could be just securing a handle, even if you're not going to utilize it, and start growing a following based on the fact that people just appreciate your brand. But honestly, I'm not entirely sure, because if I go on there, I speak as an individual. If a brand goes on there, who speaks for the brand? Is it going to be different people from the brand? Is it going to be a social media manager? Is it going to be the CEO? Up until now, that's my toughest thing. Are they just going to randomly decide, I don't know, Ashton Kutcher is going to speak for the brand on Thursday? You know what I mean? I haven't been able to put that part together yet.
I haven't either. And that was where I was like, we've talked about Discord obviously being the main sort of gaming channel.
$7 billion valuation. They're killing it.
But they are more basically like even templated to what gaming brands would want to try to do with sort of organizing. Do you think maybe seeing these gaming brands, they're starting to find that their own market has tapped and that they have to start expanding into lateral markets
No, I think any brand would get fired if they didn't at least try to think about how to strategize on what to do with Clubhouse, considering the viral growth. I think that's just the reality of it, is that no matter who you are or what you are, you want on Clubhouse because everyone wants on Clubhouse. And the same way that TikTok was blowing up a few years ago, not that TikTok's doing badly now by any means, but they were experiencing explosive growth, and the time for explosive growth is when you can create new influencers. And we've seen it on there, there are so many people who, you go to their Twitter and they have 4,000 followers. You go to their Clubhouse and they have 1.5 million. So they're influencers on a new platform. And I think the rush to be able to get early followers early on in the platform is just something that any company and individual thinking about brand is going to try to do.
Okay, I can't really argue that. There's a lot of rational logic as to why you would even throw a bone in that direction. Just
Yeah,
because if in the sense of virality, you can pick off numbers and at any low percentage, you're still getting something.
yeah. I mean,
But
think about like to be able to speak directly to your fans. I mean, let's say you're Team Liquid and you guys tweet about the fact that you're going to have one of your top players interview and have a conversation with random fans, and maybe 300, 500, 1,000 people jump onto Clubhouse and they get to have a conversation with their favorite streamer on something that's like a phone call, basically.
yeah,
I have no clue, but
I,
that's what I'm assuming.
I agree. I think maybe the biggest thing to me would be, as you were talking about, with influencers creating their own platform there and in gaming as well,
Hmm.
which is this is one of the few spaces that's opened up for people to start calling themselves experts the way social media was, etc. Um,
Absolutely.
that it's a new pivot in gaming as well, to see that there can be thought leaders
Yeah.
in that sense, where gaming has not really had that. They've had streamers and popular personalities, but they haven't
Hmm.
had people who sort of work in the same space as maybe tech, whose writings end up being sort of
Yeah.
looked at in that way cumulatively.
Where I also think it could be interesting is that, and it's the way I'm sort of seeing it used, is like people within the industry being able to network with each other in a way
Yeah,
that in a way that suits introverts very well. That's
yeah,
the other thing, because a lot of people within the gaming industry are not like music industry people who are going to be out at clubs popping bottles. And granted, you can't do that right now anyway, but even if you could, this is a
probably the
platform
reason
that's
to be
much more.
doing it.
Yeah, but it's just a platform that's much more suited to an introvert. You can be sitting on your couch eating popcorn and having a conversation with 5,000 people.
Fair point. Fair point.
You know?
Um, this shows that, I guess, gaming is expanding new reaches. For me, it was more so what the fuck's gaming brands doing on there when they have
Yeah.
Discord already. The personalities thing and individuals is going to be interesting to see. I'm curious to see mostly if anyone breaks across
Hmm.
from Clubhouse thought leadership to actualness. I don't know what phrase I would actually look for there.
I
Realistic
haven't seen it.
impact.
I haven't seen anyone yet that looks like they're doing the crossover.
Hmm.
But perhaps as Clubhouse adds monetization or other things into it, you don't need to leave the platform to be able to take the most advantage of it.
They're definitely gonna go for a Substack like monetization system.
Totally possible. Totally possible. It could be pay to be in rooms. It could be, there's
Yeah,
things that, right? Like it'd be like you have to pay to attend a digital event. I mean, that's not something people are accustomed to for the most part, but if someone special enough is speaking, I mean, I don't know, maybe
start to get used to new
like
things.
Like Elon Musk. Elon Musk did an interview on there a couple of weeks back. Internet went crazy. Could they have charged $1 for entry? Maybe. We'll only find
Oh,
out once.
100%. Yeah. Oh,
You know what I mean?
yeah,
You know,
100%. Especially if
like
you get
if
some
it,
of the Elon Musk Kanye thing. Even if you don't
yeah,
care, you'll pay for access, or
100%.
you're not going to want to wait it out, because this is
I mean,
what.
Elon Musk was tweeting at Vladimir Putin to go on to Clubhouse with them, and then right before that was talking about Kanye West. I mean, would I pay $1 to listen to those? Probably, if I knew that they weren't going to be anywhere else on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, and you had to listen to it live only, and it was $1. Yeah, why
I
not?
wouldn't pay a lot to listen to Elon Musk. I'm not going to lie, but I pay $1
But
to
I'm
listen
just,
to Kanye.
but the thing is, it's just like
No, I don't.
that's where it opens up. Is who do you want to listen to? How much will you pay? And when will you pay? How often will you pay? I mean, I have no idea if that's the route they're going to go, but
We're going to find if audio only gaming content's a thing, which I've been doing for 3 years. So what's up, Clubhouse? We've been in the building. And so if you haven't been doing video, it's curious to see if gaming will accept that version of.
definitely.
We'll see. I don't have too much else to add. Figured it was a slow week. That's a slow
Yeah.
week every fucking week in gaming nowadays.
Yeah, absolutely.
But we'll be back. We're gonna try to get a second episode in this week. At People Like Games is all of the socials, etc.
What's the
Zine K
Substack?
underscore People Like Games.
Substack.com.
Yeah. Substack.com.
Is it?
People Like Games.substack.com, because they do it
Yeah.
reverse for some
Yeah,
reason.
they do the reverse. That's why.
Yeah. Instagram is People Like Games. Twitter is People Like Games. Facebook is People Like Games. Website is People Like Games. Twitch is not people like games. Fucking Twitch. Anyway, that's all we got. We'll be back. Thanks for listening. Peace.
Have a good day, everyone.